This is the Management 4002 Case 3 Group 2 project by Justin Hook, Alexander Porhossein, Jared June, and Jose Rodriguez. Vitality Health Enterprises is a health and beauty company founded in 1987 in Ames, Iowa, by Fred Kikuchi, an entrepreneur from Japan. Vitality was founded out of Kikuchi's wife's desire and need for a cosmetic line that she enjoyed. In recognizing this need and demand, Fred Kikuchi set out to create his own company and began contacting connections in Japan. He started running a small business out of his garage and later rented out a small warehouse. Eventually, Kikuchi realized the growing import tariffs and supply constraints would require him to rethink his business operations approach and ultimately create a local manufacturing facility in Ames in order to begin phasing out reliance on Japanese products. Kikuchi hired a cosmetic scientist and slowly grew his company until it reached the worth of $3 million per year. Kikuchi continued to expand his company until the point of being able to completely cut ties to his original suppliers. He then went on to move the company's headquarters to Des Moines, Iowa, to take advantage of the proximity to the airport and markets, and later went on to expand its company prospects by acquiring Herba Pure Nutraceuticals. Over the next few quarters, Vitality would go on to implement different forms of performance rewards and bonuses in order to reward the top-performing employees. This would create some area of difficulty amongst different employees. In order to alleviate the growing problems caused by the global economic crisis in 2008, as well as Kikuchi's declining health, Vitality's board decided to bring in a new CEO. They recruited Beth Williams, the VP of a major skincare product company known as B&W Beauty, who was known for reducing global production costs by 12% in her 3 years there. It was Vitality's hopes that she would usher in a new era of growth. In order to track performance goals, Vitality created a new committee called the Performance Management Evaluation Team, or the PMET, to study and evaluate the reward system. They created 13 different ratings levels, ranging from A to E, including pluses and minuses, to rate employees on a scale intended to differentiate top performers from non-performers. The ratings would then go on to serve as incentives for strong employee performance by offering better salaries and bonuses to top performers. However, several problems persisted following the implementation of the new system, as they quickly learned it was prone to abuse. The PMET realized that many managers, for fear of offending their employees, chose to give nearly all employees B or C rankings, while giving significantly less A or D ratings, while virtually no employees received E ratings. Managers worried that A ratings would interfere with the sense of teamwork among staff and put too much emphasis on an individual's effort, even if they were a top performer. The homogeneous spread of the ratings created problems when trying to distinguish top performers from non-performers. This led to many top-performing employees to feel as though they were not being recognized for their efforts. Additionally, since the ratings were also the basis for any additional compensation packages, including bonuses, top performers felt undervalued financially as well, leading to feelings of animosity towards poor-performing employees that received similar or greater bonuses to them for less effort. In efforts to alleviate the issues with the first performance management system, the PMET revealed a new rating system aimed at addressing issues created by the previous one. The new system consisted of 4 ratings instead of 13, with the hopes of more accurately rating employees since there were less categories to consider. Additionally, the employees were ranked against each other to ensure that a homogeneous rating spread did not occur, and the top-performing employees would be distinguished from non-performers. However, 2 years after implementing the system, the new PMET re-evaluated the new reward system to determine if any meaningful changes were made. They sent out surveys to employees that experienced difficulties with the old system and learned that just over 50% of the employees preferred the new system, while 31% preferred the old system. Managers also felt the new system made it difficult to discuss performance with employees, as it was so closely tied with merit increases. It also caused employees to become more defensive and less open to coaching because of fear of losing compensation. This led to managers becoming unwilling to spend the necessary time to implement the process for what they felt was an under-rewarded task.
The issue resolution with three possible. The first issue is the removal of labels. The removal of labels issued to workers during appraisals will facilitate the tensions created by such measurements. The existing performance improvement scheme allows managers to designate staff as the most significant achievers, including achiever, low achiever, and unacceptable people that have been in the corporation for less than 1 year. During the PMET Part 2 polls, the organization discovered that workers believed that the label that they received was divisive and debasing. By removing logos that would enhance the morality and solidarity of the team and Vitality Healthcare companies. That alone is likely to help improve efficiency and make it easier for the organization to achieve its goals. The second approach is the timing of evaluations. We will also return to evaluations on the anniversary of the employees if we were to operate Vitality Health Enterprises rather than doing anything in January. The PMET2 input polls also showed that managers were frustrated by all the assessments simultaneously and feel that they could always invest time towards something more constructive that contributes to the assumption that this induction program causes managers to accelerate the assessments and render them biased and unreliable. Thirdly, PMET can carry out reviews in addition to other problem solutions. In our opinion, rather than administrators, the PMET or the Department of Human Resources should just do the evaluations. This will be the common approach. The panel is assembled once every month by the PMET or the HR department, and this month workers whose anniversary is held review each employee and respective managers independently and assess each employee's success depending on its results, fieldwork, production periods, etc. The best way to resolve the issue is to get rid of labels and just keep doing yearly reviews like typical businesses. Labels add a level of divisiveness to the business that puts employees in a spot where the employee will either perform better or worse based solely on the label. The labels also create lower levels of morality and solidarity, meaning each employee will think only about getting ahead of their colleagues and not trying to perform as a team. The labels will cause lower productivity and cohesiveness between the different scientists and engineers. Getting rid of the labels would create an equal pay system based on yearly reviews. Every other business uses reviews to award or punish an employee, and the employees at Vitality will feel their efforts are rewarded based on reviews because the issues with the pay system being biased will not play a part. The employees and veteran employees will feel that their time and effort is put into the business and justly rewarded. So basically, the system was rewarding the lower level guys more than the upper level guys. They were getting higher percentage rates because they were there for a shorter period of time, and their pay system was giving higher bonuses to people with lower income or lower wages, and people with higher wages were getting lower percentages and raises, so they would compensate each other. So the people that were newer and getting lower wages were getting higher bonuses than the people who were working harder than them or probably were at the company longer than them. The conclusion to this is Vitality has had some issues with its pay system based on labels and different pay scales. The issues arise because these pay systems deteriorate levels of cohesiveness and solidarity towards the company. They have tried some different pay systems, but each one has failed to a certain degree. That is why a pay system not based on labels or unfair percentages will create the optimal work environment and not create levels of resentment from employees who feel they are not being paid based on how well they perform. Some new employees are getting better raises than veterans, which should not be the case. A pay system needed to be fixed, and getting rid of labels is the best way to accomplish this. Basically, people that were on the lower levels or lower labels weren't working as hard because they felt like they weren't as important as people with the higher labels. And the people with the higher labels viewed they were too important and that they could slack off a little bit and they weren't working as hard. And new people are getting higher percentage bonuses than people that have been there for a while, because when you're a veteran you're getting paid more already, so they only give you a smaller percentage of the bonus, but when you're a new employee, you're not being paid as much. They give you a higher percentage because that is the way they perceive that would be equal pay, but that is not the case.